Welcome everyone to Beyond the Adventure. Today's episode is Luray Caverns, and let's get started. So for the opening shot here, I wanted to show you guys what it looks like when you're pulling into the parking lot here. This place was pretty large. So while I'm doing the intro here, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory. We have been going down south every single year for the past 3 years now. Amanda had a wedding down in Georgia a couple of years ago, and then last year we went down. I brought you guys to a bunch of different places in the greater Smoky Mountains area and also in Atlanta and Savannah. So if you want to check those videos out, I will put links for them down below in the description. But anyways, getting started here, this is our journey. This is us going through Connecticut I believe at the point in time, and this is us coming up towards the state of Pennsylvania. There is a sign welcoming us to Pennsylvania right here. Now it is a 470-ish or something. I don't know exactly what it is. It's like 450, 460 miles from our house to where the hotel was for the first night, and we just decided to drive all the way for, it was the entire duration of a Saturday. We left at like 12:15, 12:30 in the afternoon. We didn't get down there until almost 9 o'clock at night. A lot of driving. Only had to stop twice to get gas, but as you guys will see here in a little bit, it starts raining, and we ended up driving through rain for about the last 4 or so hours of the trip down there, and it just kept on pouring. This is going up through the hills of Pennsylvania there. You just got a bunch of different really good breathtaking views. I always like this corner here where you're going around. It's just, the mountain is so steep on the side, the cliffs and everything like that. Now you can see the sky is starting to cloud up. There was a sign for Hershey's there, and now we're starting to get closer and closer towards where Maryland is. I believe we're actually in Maryland already at this point in time. This is when the rain started, and we still had to go through West Virginia before we actually got into Virginia. So this is just a couple of clips here of the rain. This is us crossing the river. Some really cool large construction equipment on the highway. There's a sign, "Welcome to West Virginia. Country roads, take me home." So here we are. We're going to be coming up on the parking lot of Luray Caverns in just a second here. Like I said, this was the day before. This was a drive down there. This was the following morning, about 12 or so hours after that, but it was still raining. It was starting to rain again. Now, going into the caverns, once again, it started to rain, but it was really cool. They had three or four different buildings set up. There's the actual caverns building. There's a building for antique toys and model trains and stuff like that, and then there is a car and caravan museum, which you will see later on at the end of this episode. Going into the caverns here was really cool. I think it was like $28 or $29 per person to get in, so it was a little pricey, but honestly it was worth it. Like I said before, these were the largest caverns in the eastern United States of America, and I've been to a couple different caverns and caves around us, and also in like New York and a couple other places in New England, but never have I seen something of this size. This place was absolutely awesome. This place was just epic. I can't really think of any other words to describe it. So I'm going to read you guys a couple of things from online here. So Luray Caverns was originally called the Luray Cave, and it's a commercial cave just west of Luray, Virginia. So it was originally discovered in 1878, and it has generously adorned with columns, mud flows, stalactites, stalagmites, and a bunch of mirrored pools. The caverns are perhaps best known for the great stalagpipe organ, and it is a lithophone, I think I pronounced that correctly, a lithophone made from solenoid-fired strikes that tap stalactites of various sizes to produce tones similar to those of xylophones, which was pretty cool. We actually got to hear it. I didn't include any of the audio clip from when it was actually playing because there was a bunch of people talking and it wasn't really picking it up because we were underground. We were like 100, I think it was 160 or 180 feet underground, so every little thing was just echoing around completely. So going here, there was something else that I saw that was interesting that I wanted to share with you guys. Like I said though, this place was just awesome. There's all these railings and everything, so it's very safe. I can only imagine what it would have been like, going there on a road trip, say 50 or so years ago, without all these powerful LED lights and everything like that they have set up throughout the cave there. So it was originally discovered on August 13th, 1878 by 5 local men, and They were seeking an underground cavern. The men started to dig, and about 4 hours later, a hole was created for the smallest men to squeeze through. They slid down a rope and explored by candlelight. The first column they saw was named the Washington Column, and I remember the tour guide was telling us there's actually like a area of rock or a area of petrified mud, whatever it would be, exactly that the guy actually slid down and discovered the first, stalactite that was in the cave. So they named the column after George Washington in honor of the first United States president. Upon entering the area called Skeleton's Gorge, bone fragments along with other artifacts were found embedded in calcite. Other traces of previous human occupation included pieces of charcoal, flint, and human bone fragments embedded in stalagmites. So a skeleton thought to be that of a Native American girl found in one of the chasms was estimated from the current rate of stalagmitic growth to now be more than 500 years old. Her remains may have slipped into the cavern after her burial hole collapsed due to a sinkhole. Although the real cause is unknown, I thought that was really cool. There was also a couple of other cool things. There was a few spots in the cave that you could just peer down and it was just straight darkness. It was just a chasm and no idea how far down it went. There was also an area in here that there was a little cave area like carved out behind a couple of the attractions, and the tour guide had told us in the really early years of them offering tours of the cave how a couple of the tour guides would actually go back there and play poker and gamble inside of the back room, with all like the tip money from the tours, which I thought was pretty interesting. And there's a couple other clips in here. I know you guys saw there was the mirrored pool, which I thought that was absolutely awesome. That's my current wallpaper on my phone right now because that was just so freaking cool. Now there's another spot in here where the tour guide had told us how a woman was sick with some sort of lung ailment, and her husband actually dug down into the ground with a pipe to bring fresh cave air up from underground into the house for like air conditioning or central air more so. But their whole belief behind this was that the air in the cave would be free from any dangerous particles or anything that would be causing ailments that would be up in the air on the surface. So they thought by bringing this clean, fresh air from underground into the house, it would help, alleviate her ailments and everything like that. I can't stress enough how awesome this place was. This place I can definitely see myself going back to next time we're down here. Like I said before, it's $28 or so to get in. It's highly worth it. They showed us this was a pool where people go by and they throw coins in to wish, and they actually take the money and they donate it to different causes and things like that. I forgot, something over like $1 million has been donated since they started doing that, which is a really cool idea. This place does get a lot of visitors in the area. There was just a whole bunch of people that were getting dropped off with just different tour buses and things like that. So this was one of the other buildings. I didn't go into the toy and train museum building. I went into the car and the caravan museum here. They had a bunch of different old Fords, Model A's, Model T's. That guy was pretty funny. That reminded me of the Wacky Races TV show, if you guys have ever seen it. Just look at all these old cars, and they were just in immaculate condition. They had Rolls Royce, they had Bugattis in there, they had Fords, old Chevys, Dodges, you name it, they were in there. They had old Willys Overlands. It was just a really cool experience altogether, and for that one admission price, you get access into all the different buildings that are there on the property. And then they also have like a not a corn maze, but like a hedge maze set up in the back that you can go through as well. And they also have a rope line adventure and a couple of cool other things there as well. Overall, awesome experience. I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. That's going to do it. I will see everybody tomorrow for Thungry Thursday. Peace.